Yo, it's Mike, you crusty genius. I'm ready to sling some likes, comments, and subscribes like a rogue baguette cannon across your socials. Hunt down the Stale Bread Podcast crew, getting toasty on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at the Stale Bread Podcast, and creeping into those Insta vibes at Stale Bread Podcast. Don't sleep on StaleBreadPodcast.com, or I'm signing up to be an official Breadhead Nation carbivore. What's the latest dopeapocalypse you're needing on the pod? Keep that yeast popping, my man.
Get the fuck out of here and find us on Facebook. We're on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. We got Twitter too now. Oh, it's X.
Well, we're lucky today. Tyler Keller is sick on the show, so we need a diagnosis.
Please don't be herpes.
Holy man.
Where's our guest?
I don't know. I told him 8:47 we were starting, so
This isn't a good sign. A doctor that's not on time.
no, he's got to be 5 minutes late. You know, we're sitting in the waiting room, and your appointment's at 8, and he comes up in 8:05. Hey, how's it going?
Who's your diagnosis? He doesn't even see you.
This is what I was talking about, Keller. This one blade, it's awesome.
I've been looking for a new one. Does that have a lot of guards, different sizes?
This one I use I can use it in the shower. Works really well.
Is it safe on balls?
No.
No.
God damn it. That's what I need. Something safe for the balls besides Nair.
Yeah, the Manscaped stuff apparently is the one to go to.
I haven't tried it, but I've tried all the others, and there's always a nick and a bleed. There he is.
What's up, Slick?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Can you hear us?
I can. I would like to have a disclaimer that these are all my personal opinions, not that of the, United States Army.
yeah. Absolutely.
This is not medical advice if anyone's ever having any issues to see their doctor for a true consultation. All the legal mamma jamma.
So Tyler, how do you shave your balls?
Back to front.
Back to front. You get real in that bussy, huh?
That word every time, man.
Well, we got lucky today, Tyler. Keller's sick.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he's just a sick human being.
Keller, you're muted. Do you know that?
Oh, I did not know. I've been talking this whole time about how I have AIDS and that shit. And
I just have one.
yeah, one aid.
Yeah.
I have aid.
You don't have U.S. aid.
Student aid.
Student aid.
Oh, that's the worst one. The one that keeps on R-wording. Maybe I could do JFK voice this episode since I'm sick. I have a brain worm.
JFK.
You mean RFK?
Yeah. Oops. It's early and I'm sick. Fuck you.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure he's had a brain worm,
RDJ.
right?
He fought a brain worm in space as Iron Man.
Did he?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm just rolling with it.
Oh.
Tyler, give us an introduction of your background, how you got into Army medical, things like that.
Yeah. So my name is Richard Tyler Williamson. Tyler's my middle name. I was born in, early 90s in Northeast Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Had at that time just my mom and my older brother and my older sister. My mom then remarried, and we stayed there. I stayed there all through like high school, and then I went to Florida State, and I skipped the birth of my younger brother, but he doesn't matter. So went to Florida State for undergraduate, and then got 2 degrees while there. I got a bachelor's in exercise physiology, so it's bachelor's of science, and then I got a bachelor's in arts and French, and my minors were physics and chemistry. And then from there, I worked for a little bit while I was trying to prepare for applying to medical schools. I worked a couple jobs. I worked at a physical therapy clinic, and I worked for a neuro-ophthalmologist. And then went to the bar one day with my buddy. He's like, "Hey man, I thought you were applying to medical school." I was like, "Yeah, I'll get around to it." He's like, "Nah, you need to." He's like, "You're being a little, insert expletive here."
Bitch.
Fucking stupid.
Exactly, both. So I was like, "Yeah, you're right." The next, that was like a Friday night. The next Monday, I went into work and I put in my 2-week notice, and then I moved back to Jacksonville to focus on applying, so I could have like less bills and stuff. So moved back in with my folks for I think it was a year, and during that time I worked even more because applying to medical school is expensive, and got in my applications. I applied to all DO schools, which DO and MD, we can have that conversation if y'all want later. But I applied to all DO schools throughout the United States, and I got into one in Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, which is Northwest Pennsylvania. And I also got into one in like Mississippi, I think. I don't remember. But by that time, you have to like put in a down payment, deposit, whatever, to save your seat. So I already did that. So then I went to Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine for medical school from 2019 to 2023. In 2022 and 2023, you do your clinical years. Your first 2 years are like didactic, sit down in a classroom, listen to people lecture for hours on end, and then your last 2 are clinical. So you go to a bunch of different hospitals. You work under doctors, they teach you, and then at the end of that month or whatever, you take an exam to show your proficiency in that field, and then you graduate medical school after taking 2 of your board exams. Graduated medical school, and I was still in Jacksonville at the time, but by this time I had already joined the Army, and so I applied to Army residency programs, and also by this time I have had 2 of my children.
And got married.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. Well, I guess that's not obvious.
It's not obvious.
When you went into the Army, you were already a doctor.
No.
Okay.
So I commissioned 2019. It's coming up. What is that, 6 years, I guess? It's coming up.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
That's the same day I started my job. I didn't know that. Cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
one's way more prestigious.
Yeah,
nah,
I'll say.
not really. But I was doing applications for the Army simultaneously to the applications for medical school. And I guess they were inundated with applications because I was originally denied getting into the Army. And then when these people who were going to be prospective physicians saw the requirements and the necessary payback time and all that stuff, they're like, I think I'm going to, take my hat out of the ring for getting the scholarship.
What are some of those requirements?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's physical fitness requirements, right? Part of the application has like how well did you do in school, how was your pre-medical school examination test, like the MCAT, how was you do a fitness test, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. You give them like your whole a list of your family, list of your friends, list of everywhere you've lived. And they do thorough investigation on you because you will eventually get like a secret clearance as a physician. But then the requirements for staying, like to pay back time and stuff after you get accepted to the military for this specific program. It was a specific program I was applying to. Um, you sign a contract, so everyone's contract could be different if they edit it or if they have lawyers help them or whatever. But the boilerplate contract is basically you'll they'll pay you for medical school and they'll give you a stipend monthly, and then after medical school you'll do a residency in the Army with some asterisk caveats. There's like a couple of residencies that you could do elsewhere. And then after your residency, when you're a board certified physician, you will owe us this number of years to pay us back. Usually it's 4. If you take their signing bonus, it's 4. If you don't, it's usually like a 1-to-1 time frame with like residency to payback time. So residency is 3 years, you owe 3 years. And then there was another caveat that I can't remember, but that's generally what it is.
As far as pay goes with the military, is it pretty on board with being a doctor outside of the Army as far as pay goes? Is it kind of equal in that way, or one pay more than other?
Right now I get paid more than my civilian counterparts.
Okay.
But that changes, right? So because we don't get paid, or rather we get paid primarily based upon your rank. So I'm an 03 captain. When I make 04, my pay will increase. But even then, as you progress in your career in the military, you will not get paid as well as attendings on the civilian side. Attendings being fully board certified, they've already gone through residency. Because right now, being in the residency, I get paid more than other residents in the United States.
Thanks for listening. We're going to take a quick break.
We'll be right back.
Yo, y'all ever drink an energy drink and feel like your soul left your body?
You mean the shakes, the crash, and the existential regret?
Yeah, like your heart's racing, but your brain no do things, no words. What?
Well, guess what? We're not doing that anymore. We leveled up.
We found a better option. No sugar, no garbage, and somehow it tastes good.
It's called Dubby. It's got the caffeine of coffee, but without making you feel like you're suddenly fluent and squirrel.
And no weird science words on the label. Like, what the hell is a maltodextrin anyway? That sounds like a Pokemon.
No sugar, no crash, no fillers, just clean fuel.
Hey, I've got kids and a job. I don't have time to ride the blood sugar roller coaster.
I just like not feeling like death 40 minutes after chugging it.
Go hit up dubby.gg. Use the coupon code STALEBREAD at checkout to get 10% off. Keep your heart steady and your podcast flow deadly. Dubby.gg.
Cool. Lunch is on you.
That's right. That's right. What are we getting? So, kind of going back after medical school, applying to residencies, I had gotten married in 2020, had Ransom in 2021, my oldest, and then Fulton in 2023. And remember, I was in medical school 2019 to 2023. So right about the time I was applying to residency programs, I had my second child. And I was originally applying to do obstetrics and gynecology, which I think is now called gynecologic services, surgery and obstetrics. But I was not accepted in that application process, and my second son has Down syndrome, so it was kind of both together were kind of a forcing function in me reevaluating priorities. And so I went and did what they call a transitional year. So I had basically a standalone intern year without like progression towards a board specialty. And I did that in 23 to 24 in San Antonio. And then from there, I applied to the aerospace medicine residency in was Novacell, is now Rucker, Alabama, which is like southeast corner in Dothan, Alabama area, about an hour and 45 from Tallahassee.
Man, we know a guy from Dothan.
We sure
Yeah,
I've
we-
heard. I've heard.
Yeah. So on that note, is there any chance you can get an STD from a ghost?
No. I've heard this story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If so, someone, I was talking to someone the other day and they were like, man, why don't you like psych? I was like, because people come to you and they're, they have, um, delusions. Sometimes they have all these like psychosis and they come and they start telling crazy stories and I'm inclined to believe them. They're like, yeah, the CIA's after me. I'm like, that's crazy. What did you do? Like, why are they after you? I believe them. And then like every other doc will be like, no, they're like actively psychotic, like,
But they
having
could be telling
delusions.
the truth.
They could be.
I'm just
There
saying.
is a percentage of people out there who that is probably, it would be a truth, right? But
I think they're after me.
but that is one. I will say that is one. I don't think if someone came to me and they're like, "Hey, I have an STD because of ghosts," I'd be like, "Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You think it was his uncle?
I hope not."
All right. So your current position, tell us more about that. Like what your actual duties are there.
Yeah, so I'm a resident still. I'm in my third of 4 years for a residency program. Being a doc is a very long, as you can see, very long process. So, like I said, you have medical school, and then basically after that, you go to residency. Um, I did my intern year, BAMC, and then I came to apply for aerospace and occupational medicine. It's a double boarded program in Dothan. Basically, the first 2 years, which I'm in my second of here, first 2 years are aerospace focused, very operational heavy, operational medicine being like austere, um, a lot of like movement on the battlefield type knowledge, things like that. So we go through a lot of military schools, as well as we do a lot of what we call TDY or like take travel for trainings and stuff. And then basically as a resident, you're just learning the medicine, you're reading books, you're preparing for your board exams, you're seeing patients. So we have, a clinic where I see a bunch of the pilots or, pilot applicants coming into the Army, make sure they're fit to fly, apply the Army standards to their basically field of work. And then we'll see, sick call, whatever. We do have a pretty wide breadth of activity. So as a flight surgeon in the Army, when I'm done with my residency program, usually I'll do one of a few things, but usually the pipeline is once we get out, we'd be what's called a CAB surgeon, or is a combat aviation brigade surgeon. As a brigade surgeon, basically you're kind of overwatching the clinic, making sure that those functions are going nominally. You will see patients as a primary care provider and as their flight surgeon. And then you'll also be in charge of the flight paramedic training. So you have to make sure that they're being trained appropriately. You have to hop on the helicopter and fly with them every once in a while. Not as a pilot. Historically, we did fly as pilots, but I think because of cost and I have heard because of mishaps, flight surgeons no longer fly, which is a bummer, but So right now it's really just sit down and get your work done and learn is where I'm at.
Okay. So as far as this programs go, has anyone from the Army been in space yet? Or... Yeah.
So we have an Army astronaut program. I don't remember the most recent guy. He's actually now in command.
Is there any chance that you'll ever be going into space, or you're just training the paramedics that go on the flight?
I don't think I will ever want to go to space. The mission sets right now are too long for me.
How long would that be? Like months?
The ISS mission sets are usually pretty long, like I think now around 6 to 9 months. During the day of the shuttle, they were much shorter. They were, 2 weeks to, I think, a month, because during the shuttle days, they were building the ISS and things like that. So those mission sets were, forced to be shorter. And now with ISS, they are able to do longer research up there. So they're staying up there longer because it's really the the travel that it's expensive, right, to and from.
Has there been any reports of any unusual activity up there that you can,
Like alien wise, no, not that I know of. Not that I know.
or anything else?
But well, I mean,
They be fucking in the ISS.
there is probably some funky activity.
This conversation's out of this world.
Yeah.
How far do you think we're out from actually just sending robots into space instead of humans?
Good question. Good question.
You're gonna have a hard time trying to convince. I think they'll have to be better than us at that point. So it'll be a while. Like what I mean by better than us is they'll have to like maneuver better than we do, jump higher, run faster, be more stable.
So are you saying all your astronauts are black men? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
You got
what
a
I'm
bunch
saying.
of LeBron Jameses out there in space?
You do.
LeBron James.
They wouldn't need oxygen. They can have thrusters built into them. They don't have to be bipedal.
They don't. You're right. There would be a lot of benefit.
Right.
But he would be out of a job too. How are you going to
Just become a
physical
mechanic.
therapy on a robot? You're going to be out there with your oil can lubing them up?
Exactly. Mike is right though, right? They would have to be autonomous to some extent because there is like such a delay in communication of information between like here and Mars. So if we send things to Mars, it can be 10-second delay of data transfer, right?
Is it only 10 seconds? I thought it was like 6 minutes.
Oh, to Mars? I don't think so.
I don't.
We have lasers now, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, light is fast, but it's not that fast.
Direct line of sight.
3 to 22 minutes, depending on planet's orbital position. Is what AI tells me.
Thanks, robot.
Speaking of AI, what do you think the future of medicine is with AI? Do you have any ideas about that?
I don't have much. I don't have a whole lot of knowledge, but AI is already being implemented. Radiology is opening its arms to AI. They're allowing it to do like preliminary reads, and the physician will go back through and double check. It's being implemented in use of documentation for physicians. So there's apps out there already which utilize AI. You can bring your phone into a patient encounter, hit the record button, and then once you leave the encounter, a note will be populated for you so that you don't have to spend 10 minutes as a physician. Hopefully that'll translate to longer patient encounters, but almost undoubtedly it will transfer into more patient encounters that are the same length so that we're all miserable. we gotta pay the insurance companies. So
of course we're gonna have to pay for the AI fund or something, on our medical bills eventually. It's like, oh, we used AI to diagnose you. Here's your AI bill.
I swear to fucking God, they better not do that shit. They don't have to pay someone.
They will. They will.
You already pay taxes on a house that you already own, so
let's not go down the road of being pissed at insurance companies right now.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
Yeah, but that's how it'll likely go. And then what I think is, I don't really know how it'll change. There's really with AI becoming super intelligence, right? Super intelligence theoretically would be able to do anything better than we would, right?
Right. It's already beating me. I'm telling you right now.
That's right. I don't think, no job, no career is safe from that. But I think we're, a little ways away from, getting super intelligence.
But next decade or two?
And I have no idea.
I think it's fast on the rise. So
I think so. I mean, we already have quantum computing.
Quantum computing, though, doesn't deal with the computing that we know now. It deals in
possibilities, right?
In the abstract, yes.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to even get there, right? To go from 0 and 1 to get to quantum computing where it's 0 and 1 simultaneously, it's like, how do you?
Well, we're lucky today. Tyler Keller is sick on the show, so we need a diagnosis.
Please don't be herpes.
What's going on, buddy?
Well, my son came home from the beginning of school, coughing, yakking, snotting, and all of that. And now here I am, sore throat, coughing. It's probably just allergies. I don't know. Or I might be dying. I might be dying,
Yeah.
Tyler.
I'm probably dying with cancer.
Do you want to see my butthole and you give me a examination?
Not again, Keller.
Y'all do
Ah,
this
shit.
already?
Well,
Yeah, it sounds like you got a URI. You haven't been running fevers or anything?
I don't know. I don't check for stuff like that. I'm a man.
Yeah, true. So then it's probably viral. If you're upright and you're chilling, you're probably
Yeah.
fine. It's probably like rhinovirus or
I
something common
actually feel
cold.
better when I'm sleeping though, which is weird.
Don't we all?
No, usually if I'm sick like this, I can't sleep because all the congestion and shit running into my throat and lungs. But I've been sleeping pretty good, and then when I get up, that's when it all just comes out.
Get it out in the shower in the morning.
I
Yeah.
try. But my drain's been stopping up because my daughter has long hair, my wife has long hair, and they all use my shower. And I can't get it to stop stopping up like my face right now.
You can get one of the little metal grates.
Metal grates.
Sounds like you both need a Roto-Rooter.
Go over your
Ooh.
drain.
Let's not make it sexual, Jeremy.
Oh, man. Why not?
So, general practicing of medicine. Have you had any encounters where stuff was left inside of people?
I haven't, no. But you see the pictures of that all the time online. It's a big ER thing, right? People are doing, they're pleasuring themselves at home or whatever, and then they can't get it out. Yeah, that's a big ER visit. But I haven't seen anything, thank the Lord. I don't think I would want to deal with it. It's usually
It's
more of a pain.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's usually a pain in the ass if you get my drift.
Any weird encounters at all?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the weirdest thing you've run into without violating anybody's HIPAA rights?
We had one, and I don't know, we get a lot. I mean, there's a lot medically, right? Like I think my first patient was struggling with cancer. My first patient like ever was struggling with cancer, but that's not weird. It's just notable.
Yeah.
I mean, all the psych patients, like I already said, all those people who come in with all those things, I just, my LiDAR doesn't go off very well. Well, they believe it, but
That's the first part of telling a successful lie, is you
Yeah.
believing it. Yeah.
weirdest patient.
You would know.
Fuck you.
I had a patient, so this is medically interesting, nothing crazy. I had a patient who was in the ICU because they had a lung infection and it was not doing well. She ended up getting something called ARDS, which is acute respiratory distress syndrome. She had to be intubated, and then we had to cannulate her with ECMO, which is called extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. Basically, when the lungs are very damaged, you need to assist oxygenating the blood. You need to help the lungs out in doing that. So you'll basically put these two large bore cannulae into their femoral vessels. It can be the artery or the vein, depending on the way you're doing it. It'll pull out blood, it'll oxygenate it, and then it'll push back in. So it's kind of like assisting the lungs, and then sometimes it can be used to also assist the function of the heart. So she was on ECMO, and then one night she coded. We were able to restore circulation, and then called her family, and then the next day she coded again, and they were like, "Hey, we don't want to resuscitate her again." But the interesting portion of this story is that when we imaged her after we cannulated her in her femoral vessels, she had some interesting anatomy internally. She didn't have a spleen on her left side, and she actually had a liver that was midline. She didn't have like an IVC or an inferior vena cava. That's a large vessel that goes, like the large vein that comes from your heart. It sends blood back to your heart on the bottom side. And she also had 3 lobes on her left lung, which is abnormal. You usually have 2 on your left and 3 on your right. And they diagnosed her with this very interesting, I guess you could call it disease or pathology, but it was called heterotaxy syndrome with right-sided isomerism. So basically, she was like mirrored. Her organs were mirrored internally when they're not supposed to, right? You're supposed to have different organs on different sides, things like that. So it's thought because of that, because she didn't have a spleen and stuff, she was more at risk for getting some infections, to include, lung infections, and she had a history of a lot of pneumonia and stuff in her life. But the interesting thing is, usually when you cannulate someone with ECMO, it goes into that IVC or into that inferior vena cava, that vein that goes from the heart. And since she didn't have one, we cannulated it into what's called the azygous vein, or this smaller vessel that like runs right over or right in front of the vertebrae or your spinal column. But it was effective. It was still working. And so, I was doing some research on this, and it's pretty rare. You don't see a whole lot of people with it. But the interesting thing was, she was, I think, early 60s, and she'd never been diagnosed with it at this point. And we were not the first people to image her. But it was a very, very interesting case. I don't think I will see a case like that probably again in my career.
Yeah. I think y'all
it was
picked that
interesting.
chick up in space. That's what I think.
It was it was an interesting case.
And now I'm very convinced that that's what I have.
I think so.
You convinced me. Yeah.
You're definitely one of one, Keller.
Here's a story for you. We had a guy come in. It was a trauma. It was a code trauma at BAMC. We had a guy come in. I was on trauma in my intern year there, and I was holding the pager, which is like, no one ever wanted to hold the pager because you answered all the calls. So I was holding the pager, and I saw that they were activating code trauma, like EMS called, and they're about to bring this guy. And it said like gunshot wound to the chest, which penetrating trauma can be an indication for doing a thoracotomy or doing a clamshell thoracotomy, which is basically you'll like open a portion of their chest. They'll bleed if they're bleeding, or if you get like blood return, you can convert into like a clamshell, which means basically you crack open their ribs, like you widen them, you spread them apart, and then you get to the sternum, you cut through the sternum, and then you widen them apart. So basically you're just splaying open the chest.
Kinky.
Like a clamshell would, right? So I saw the code on the pager, and I looked to my upper level resident. I was like, hey, if we go in his chest, I want to pump his heart. And she was like, okay. So we went down there. He came in. He was pretty obviously in a bad place. They were doing compressions. I think they had been doing compressions for probably 10 minutes or so. We do thoracostomies on both sides. We get a lot of return. Thoracostomy is like just a hole in the chest. Get a lot of blood return on the right side. Transition to that thoracotomy, and then so I'm squeezing his heart. And when I'm squeezing his heart, I'm like, this guy's not gonna live. I could feel there's no blood flow going through it. So. But the story on this guy, I heard, you hear, things happening in the periphery. You're like, oh yeah, motor vehicle accident. And I turned, I was like, I thought this guy was shot in the chest, because I was not on the side where he was shot, so I did not personally visualize the
Bullet wound.
the bullet wound. They're like, oh yeah, so he was running from the cops. He got in a car accident, jumped out, turned around, started shooting at the cops, and they shot back. And that's how he found himself in our ER. It was a rough day. He did not survive.
Phew.
Out of this whole story, the one thing that stuck out to me is that technology has come so far, and y'all are still using goddamn pagers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tried and true. Trusted.
Well, rest in peace, guy who ran from the cops and shot at him.
Yeah, not the right decision.
Happens
No.
often.
There's like 3 other things you could have done.
So, from as a doctor, what would be your best medical advice as far as just being healthy and living a good life?
The biggest things to look at is your diet, right? Your diet, and then how active are you? For people who are trying to lose weight, diet will get you 80% there. Most people say Mediterranean diet, which is a lot of fish, a lot of leafy greens, olive oil, not using a whole lot of butter, like not a lot of carbs. Basically, what would someone from Italy be eating on a day-to-day basis? Kind of just follow that. Although they eat a lot of
Pizza.
carbs with pasta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sans the carbs, but having a diet, right? Leafy greens helps with your gut health, helps with, being regular. Carbs basically just gets turned into fat, like almost invariably. And then it increases inflammation, makes you exhausted, tired. So diet is a big one. And I think people all know that. Fad diets, hit or miss. Some people love the keto diet. Some people love I don't know. I know the data is behind the Mediterranean diet. Then is, exercise. People say exercise. When people hear exercise, they think, oh, I got to go to the gym. I got to do this or that. I would say, like, get involved in some, community activity that will get you moving outside, walking around. If you're younger and you can run, play ultimate frisbee with friends, like do those kinds of things, because they'll be good. They, it gives you a blend of cardiovascular activity that'll help with your cardiovascular health, like long distance running and short distance sprints, right? Exercise will give you kind of both those. So those would be probably my two biggest. And then also, the communal aspect, it'll help with your psychological health as well. So those are, I think, the biggest things. Probably the easiest way to stay healthy.
So go touch grass, nerds.
Go touch grass. Exactly. Exactly.
Eat some fish.
Eat some fish every once in a while. Leafy greens.
I'm with saying eat fish. Are you saying solely fish or
No.
shellfish are fine?
Selfish?
Selfish.
I have a cold.
They're very
Yeah.
greedy fish.
Yes. No, like shrimp and stuff like that. Is that?
Yeah, and even with fish, you got to be careful, right? You can have too much fish. Some fish are high in mercury, and mercury is, So you just got to be careful. This is, with anything, like, whenever you hear and learn about nutrition, it's always variety. You always want variety in what you eat. Eat a lot of fruits, eat a lot of veggies, some grains.
Shrimp is bugs.
Shrimp
I agree.
Sea bugs.
They're delicious.
No, thank you.
They is bugs.
Shrimp,
No,
scallops,
I love
mussels,
scallops.
clams. I like all
I'm starting
of
to
it.
like shrimp less and less as I get older.
I don't like fish as much as I like all the other things.
I'm a big crawfish boil guy.
Oh.
It's
I'm
good.
a big boil guy, but I just can't get around crawfish.
Yeah, he's got lots of boils.
I do. Lots
all
of
over
lots
the
of boils. I pop them and then I eat them. Is that,
He has
that bad?
He has the plague.
the bubonic. The boobos.
There's bubble wrap on my dick.
I don't think that's the plague.
Jeremy, you got anything for Tyler you want to ask?
Yeah, man. For democracy?
Helldivers? Is that what that is? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've played a couple hours of that. It's fun. I'm not very good.
We got to change that.
Yeah,
Both
I
of
got
those things.
you two gotta link up, man. I've been trying to get you two
Yeah,
together
he
for
already
a
stole
minute.
my cousin from me. Now he's going to steal the doctor too.
That's what I'm going to do after this. Every team needs a healer.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me know. I'll play with you. Sounds like
Not
fun.
if you kill everyone. If you're just a destroyer, then you don't need a healer.
And that's why nobody wants to fucking play with you.
Y'all are off the cuff today.
No, this is a normal day.
Yeah, you're hearing the unedited version live.
That is
Right.
live and unedited.
It's not really edited so much.
Dude, you got no fucking idea, okay?
I'm surprised y'all have anything that's that you can use at the end of this.
You obviously haven't listened to all of our shows.
No,
Not all of it, no.
he's a doctor. He ain't got time for shit like that.
Of course not. Of course
Yeah.
not.
3 fucking idiots sitting around saying bullshit. He's saving lives and going to space.
I'm
He's
doing
making space
currently
medicine.
doing only half of those things.
What we'll leave on this. What do you want to tell the world as far as, young aspiring possible future doctors out there? What's your best advice, being the position you're in right now?
Everyone I know who applies to medical school or thinks of doctors, they're like, oh man, they're so smart. Mike has known me for a long time. Mike can attest to the fact that I've got probably pretty average intelligence. But if you want to be a doctor, work hard. That's literally the only secret, right? Work hard. That's all it takes. Long nights, a lot of studying. There's no, you can be of average intelligence and get through medical school if you work hard.
I could prove you wrong.
Average, not less than.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what's your deal today? thought
I
we
don't
were
know, man.
friends.
We are friends. I'm on fire.
I've seen your nipples.
I've
Come on,
seen my
man.
nipples. They're not special.
Yeah, they're not.
Well, Tyler, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate the insight to.
I don't know if y'all know anything more than aerospace medicine than you did prior. But
No,
I'm
man, it's all good.
glad I was here. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, maybe we'll have you on some other time, and we'll actually talk more about.
We'll get a little more in depth.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get better at my NASA history, but sounds good.
We want alien encounters. We want people
That's
who've
right.
had it.
Dude,
Yes.
me too. Me too.
I think he knows something, but he's not telling us.
Yeah, he
Look
can.
at
He's
his
got
face.
that. He's got that
Yeah.
secret clearance. He can't say anything.
God,
Yeah.
that's right.
You
Not
guys
gonna
can't
lose that.
see because we don't show video, but he's nodding.
Yeah. And he's tapping his cup now like he's asking for change.
That's right. That's right. I'm doing the motion that we gotta cut here and go to break.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for letting us waste your time.
It was fun. Good waste of time. I liked it.
All right, Jeremy, your closing thoughts, please.
If it doesn't have a flared base, don't put it in your ass.
Jesus.
Peace, motherfuckers.
Holy man.
The Stale Bread Podcast is Daniel Keller, Jeremy Pope, and Michael Koliznik, recorded live at SMG Studios, a division of SMG Communications. Executive producers Michael Koliznik and Tony Skipperson Clark.
Hey, it's Keller. Thanks for listening to the show. Like, comment, and subscribe on all of our social media. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at The Stale Bread Podcast and on Instagram at Stale Bread Podcast. Don't forget our website at stalebreadpodcast.com to join the Breadhead Nation.